working? You know if it's working. It's working. Oh, it's working. Hi, I'm here for the Wizard Convention. I've been looking for the wizards, and they were here, and now I can't find the wizards. And I got my hat. Can you see how long my hat is? It's like a spit monkey, and it's got a rainbow thing at the end. But I'm here for Silkyfeather. Yeah, Silkyfeather. Yeah, I'm here for her because she got a show, and the news came on with the meet at Kevin, but she asked me to do this for her, so I'm going to do this. I'm trying to find it. Now I'm supposed to make me little. She said little, small. There he is. Oh, we better make him big. Alright, here we go.
Hello, everyone. Kevin here with the stimulus check and stimulus package update for August 3rd. The Trump administration is considering unilateral actions to address some of the economic damage that we're seeing. That is, Trump is thinking about taking some action by himself without the action of Congress to help us through this economic crisis. Now, it's unclear exactly what those things might be, but we do know a few things. One, we know that Donald Trump is worried about both a lapse in unemployment and the expiration of the eviction protections. And two, Stephen Moore, who often talks with Donald Trump and sort of contributes to Donald Trump's thinking, he contributed to his own opinion editorial this weekend in the Wall Street Journal and said that one thing Donald Trump could do immediately is declare a national economic emergency that's different from the national emergency that we're already in. He could use that power then to announce that the IRS will immediately stop collecting payroll taxes, effectively creating the payroll tax cut Donald Trump wanted all by himself. This would mean that everybody who's currently working would see an instant boost of about 7.5% in their paychecks. Now, this is obviously against criticism from Democrats, criticism from Republicans, which is why the payroll tax cut originally went away. But in some sense, there might not be many other options that Donald Trump has. I'm not sure that he can or has the power to just print stimulus checks alone. But if he could wave a wand and create an instant payroll tax cut while Congress does their work, might be something that could happen. One problem that comes out of this is Congress will have to, in the future, work with the president to forgive these payments. Otherwise, people would just owe that 7.5% savings or that extra 7.5% they're getting on their paychecks. They would just owe that back in the future.
That's not fair.
No matter what Trump does, it seems at some point Trump will have to work with Congress. And this is where all eyes are on
When's the wizards?
What a mess. Anyway.
I'm going to see the wizard.
Use that pre-sale coupon code, by the way, for the YouTube How to Make Money from Home program. Many of you have been sending me requests on Instagram and in the comments for things that you want to see included in the course, and I'm making sure to add those to the program to hit as many items as possible that you're looking for. And this will be
you can find those for free.
For any kind of topic.
Find it for free.
Moving on. Democratic leaders and top Republican leaders in Congress, like Nancy Pelosi, Chuck Schumer, and Mitch McConnell, are expected to meet today, possibly with Treasury Secretary Mnuchin and White House Chief of Staff Mark Meadows. The plan is to review negotiations that they had on Saturday, which they had their negotiations on Saturday, which seemed to make a lot of progress. On Sunday, they had their congressional staffers go to work to iron out details, and we're supposed to hear some sort of meeting results today. We have not yet heard of any results. In the meantime, this is approximately what they had been talking about. We've seen this over the weekend, so I'm not going to go super deep into this because there are other updates that I want to talk about as well. I personally thought that Democrats and Republicans weren't too far apart based on all of the information and hints they're giving us, mostly because Democrats, we know they want the unemployment extension at $600 per week, but they're willing to reduce it with the unemployment rate, which Republicans want to do the unemployment extension. They're trying to keep it at $200, but they've already indicated that they're flexible on that number. And both sides want to see the economy reopen. So to me, it seems like we have a lot in common. We've got stimulus checks, liability protections, jobs, schools, and child care. pretty much as commonalities. Liability protections with worker protections and consumer protections are a big thing for Democrats, but a lot of this can be dealt with clever wording, or as they say on the Hill or on lawyers, they call it wordsmithing, so that everyone's happy with the wording, the gist of what everybody's trying to get through are the same. Now, on Sunday, top Republicans and Democrats did still say, yeah, the meeting was constructive, but there's still substantial differences, and a deal is not yet imminent. Both sides mentioned that. But to me, it does seem like we're relatively close, so I don't know if this sort of verbiage is just them trying to negotiate hard out in the public. Like, oh, we're not close yet. Democrats are going to have to bend a lot. And then Democrats going, we're not close yet. Republicans are going to have to bend a lot. Meanwhile, they're probably at the meeting like, all right, yeah, we're getting close. My POV, although maybe I'm being overly optimistic, and quite frankly, I shouldn't be optimistic because Congress freaking sucks. Okay? I think I can say that for all of us. Our government just seems so terribly dysfunctional in the middle of a national emergency. I mean, just the fact that we're in a national emergency, and then we might have to declare a national economic emergency. I thought, like, how many layers of crap are there? Anyway, the Federal Reserve's Main Street Lending Program. I've talked about that program a lot on this channel. It has $600 billion in stimulus money available to help businesses, slightly larger businesses than what the PPP handles, but not mega corporations. Well, these funds are still stuck, mostly because the rules for this program are too strict and businesses don't want to touch this money. So every time you hear people say things like, well, we haven't spent all the money yet through the CARES Act, make sure to slap them in the face, because the government is actually stepping on that money and holding it back, making it very difficult for firms to want that money. And while they're holding that money back, out of the other, side, they're going, oh, we haven't spent all the money yet. Well, why did you just let go of the money already and loosen up a little bit? It's a mess. Ironically, though, credit card balances and delinquency rates are officially in a rapid decline. This is probably because a lot of people have taken forbearance on their cars and credit card loans and housing loans, and then they're using their savings to start consolidating debt. People are also using that extra $600 boost. Some people did get paid more money on unemployment than they did working. People are using that extra money to try to help themselves get out of debt. That's not a surprise. It's actually a great way to try to reset everybody's sort of financial portfolio. This is exactly why I encourage everybody to take forbearance, whether or not you need it, just to create the certainty in your life. Because the bottom line is, we don't know if the vaccine is coming. We don't know if your job's going to stay. We don't know if your hours are going to
I want to see the wizard.
The only way I would not take forbearance if my income and my certainty went up during the pandemic. And so for 95% of us whose income either went down or got cut or reduced, or we have even slight uncertainty because of this pandemic, either directly or indirectly is the technical verbiage, I would take forbearance and then use that to try to reset my financial portfolio and get out of debt. In COVID news, another reiteration for you as to why you should take forbearance. The chief of the World Health Organization said today there may never be a silver bullet for the coronavirus. And this is despite the fact that there are 6 vaccines currently in phase 3 trials. While we're optimistic that we'll see a vaccine by the start of 2021, we don't know how effective these vaccines will actually be, how quickly we can get them to production, and if people will actually take them. This is at the same time as areas like the coasts of France and Spain and areas like San Francisco, which were areas that early on flattened the curve, are starting to have outbreaks again.
Is it the wizard?
To be as people are not necessarily getting sick outside of beaches, but they're getting sick when they're huddled up inside, drinking, or whatever. Infection rates are substantially rising amongst younger populations, especially those between 15 and 29, both also in the United States and in Europe. And remember, in Europe, the drinking age in many countries is 16 for beer and 18 for liquor. On Joe Biden, the Tax Foundation and Tax Policy Center have each individually released estimates on Joe Biden's tax plan. One finds that Joe Biden's tax plans and his plans to increase taxes on wealthier Americans will raise revenues for the country by $3.2 trillion to $4 trillion over the next 10 years. However, both of the plans, or both of these institutes, think that Joe Biden's spending will cost about $6 trillion over those same 10 years. So there's, in these companies' minds, a difference between what Joe will be able to collect in higher taxes and what he plans to spend on things like
listen, I don't care about what someone's spending on something because I was see the wizard. Silkyfeather said the wizard was here and he was going to talk to me. I'm sorry, I'm so sorry. I just wanted to see the wizard, the wizard, the wizard, the wizard. I got the nap made for the wizard, and now I don't get to see the wizard. Bye, everybody. Please do like and subscribe. Share the video. Hi everyone, thanks for stopping by and seeing what I was up to. This is Silkyfeather signing off. Thank you, like, subscribe, and share. You met my little girlfriend there. She's a little freak about the wizard, apparently. So, you and everyone else have a great night. Bye-bye.